Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. If you are not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you are not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your questions or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make comments or questions during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos and contest videos and flying videos that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like. And subscribe and share the videos, and comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which is right below that blue button at the join button. And it starts at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. You can also use the super chat that's located at the bottom of the chat box to make donations. Now, the super chat feature is only available during the live stream. So come on in during our live stream, make a donation. And then if it's not convenient for you to watch the whole show, come back and watch the replay and see the whole show at a more convenient time. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges that we can see in a YouTube chat box. You get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. Now, I do this myself. I'm actually a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account every month. I don't even miss it. I mean, you can spend more at Starbucks than you can joining this YouTube channel. So please consider doing it. I'm doing it. I'm asking you to join me in supporting this program. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel, and I'm only in here twice a week, Monday and Friday nights. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel at Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there, even if they're repeated. And place your question or comment on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his camera of me flying his beautiful Junar XL. And if you comment or question there, I will get notified and I'll be able to respond to you quicker that way. I'm not in Sparky's channel often, just twice a week. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things that you wouldn't do or say around your own children and grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to now post a link at Stunthangar Forum. And let me click on that now. And I have a few other things I got to do. I'm going to post the link. There we go. So the link is now posted. That's how you come into this Zoom meeting, is through the link that we have in Stunthangar at the place called At the Bench. And then there'll be a link there with today's date. So if it's not showing up, you must not be logged in or you're not registered. So please take care of that. And let me go to YouTube to see how it's streaming. And just bear with me for a second here while I do this, and then we'll be off to the races. Just be another moment or two waiting for my computer to load this page up. Yeah, I went to go flying today, but got blown out. I don't know what the wind was, but it was unbelievable. You could actually hear it howling, unbelievable wind. So 2 weeks in a row, I've been blown out and not been able to fly. And it's not just myself. We have other people that couldn't partake as well. So, okay, so it looks like it's streaming. And right now we have 5 concurrent viewers, 1 like. I don't think I've ever seen at the start of a show just 1 like. So please, if you haven't hit the like button, please do that. And the reason why I ask that is because that helps the analytics of the show. So all that helps get this show hopefully to the point where it'll be a recommended view when you go to your home feed. That's the whole point of doing that. So it just helps. It looks like people enjoy it, and it will be recommended in their analytics. So anyways, hopefully someone will be in here soon to join me. Let me see what's going on here. All right, cool. I got this right. All right, cool. And this is our first show in February. Can you believe it's already February? Unbelievable. Off to the races already. I know that Howard Rush is down in Arizona. I know he's on his way. I hope he's there, made it safely. He was on his way down to Arizona for the Southwestern Regionals Championships, Control Line Championship. So it'd be neat if he gets a chance to check in. Don't know how his Wi-Fi will be at the hotel, but he might even be too busy to be fellowshipping with friends and colleagues he hasn't seen in a while. I don't know. I've been to the Southwestern Regionals once before. I enjoyed the contest. That was my first time in Arizona, and actually it was kind of revealing for me because my Strega, which is almost 80 ounces, I could feel that I thought it was going to fall off the sky actually, because it's so heavy and the air is so light compared to what I'm normally flying in. So that was really, matter of fact, when I first did the vertical 8, when I went upstairs to the top loop, I was just in shock at how the plane just felt like it was going to fall. And but it actually exposed something I didn't realize. My motor was running actually lean in outside maneuvers above 45. So if the motor would have came on like it should have, it would have pulled like it should have. But so when I came back to Escondido, I promptly started to work on it. Come to find out, I had a tank that wasn't built correctly. And once I changed the tank, then the motor really came on in those maneuvers. But it was pretty revealing. Matter of fact, Gerald Wimmer, who's one of our participants and supporters of the show, he saw a video of me flying my plane, and he actually emailed me and told me that he thought the motor was running kind of lean, which was really bizarre. I mean, I'm talking about the kind of lean that it's not, putting out power, not just flying. As most time when you're adjusting your plane, you want to run the same inside and out, you're looking for, the lap times. I couldn't even tell that the lap time had decreased that much. It was not obvious from the center of handle, but it was actually a lean run when it was inverted. So that was really interesting. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate that. We have 6 likes now and 11 concurrent viewers. And Mark Lumen checked in. He said liked, and he says we'll be in shortly, or we'll be in a short. Thank you, Mark. Look forward to having some company. Right now, it's just myself. Is the link in Stunthangar working? Because this is a little strange. Here we go. Thank God, people coming in. Thank you, Brendan, and thank you. How you doing?
All right. My daughter Sindel here is showing off her rainbow.
Hi, her name is Sindel.
Sindel, that is correct.
Hi, Sindel. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi. And Anstrom, how you doing?
Good.
All right. And then Gary Sinclair is slowly. Oh, here we go. Here's Gary Sinclair. Well, since Gary Sinclair is here, this is ready. We're ready for a show then. Had to wait for you to show up, Gary.
Yeah.
So, what you guys been up to?
Yeah, we're gonna keep going with the Fanterized Twister wing. Those videos you sent me for the strip ribs and how to put those together, those were very helpful for seeing the process, because I kind of cut out some ones originally based on my own thoughts of what they might look like, and they took a long time. But then Angstrom cut some today and used a hobby knife for his first time, and yeah, he zoomed right on through.
I used to one other time, remember, to cut off the foam.
Okay, it wasn't his first time. I thought it was his first time.
All right. Well, that's great. That's a great experience. I'm glad, when I see those videos myself, it's just something about seeing it. Then once I see it, then I know I can do it. It's just when I'm trying to put it together in my mind and I really can't see it in real time, I kind of struggle. But once I see it, I was like, oh, I can do that. That's usually what happens for me. So I'm glad those videos were helpful. And
yeah, really put them into perspective for me.
Very good. There's another video that Sparky was doing. He actually shows him building this jig, and I was trying to find that. So if I come across it, I'll forward that to you. But I don't know if you need it or not. But I was looking for that, but I found those and said, well, these will help. And I'm glad they were helpful. That's awesome. Hey, Eddie, thanks for coming in, Eddie.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Just trying to get organized.
So then we put this in there.
Yeah, that can be a struggle getting organized. I know with myself, getting organized, it might pick up something. I don't have a place for it, and the place is packed. So that's been my biggest problem as far as getting organized.
Well, I'm slowly bringing stuff over from my house to Pop's house here, and just trying to figure out where I'm gonna put everything.
Yeah. Well, at least it's an empty space that you're going into, right? The shop, for the most part, or is it already full?
No, it's a mess.
Okay, yeah, that makes it challenging when. Yeah,
I've still got a lot of cleaning to do before I get into some serious building.
All right. I
There's
don't know.
a lot of stuff we got to throw away.
I'm in that same boat. I understand that. Eddie, I don't know if you realize, but I think your bandwidth is really compromised in that part of the house.
Yeah, I'm downstairs. I gotta get a booster for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you need to get a repeater or what they call an extender. And I know when Mike Lonke put an extender in his home, it really dramatically improved his Wi-Fi in his garage and his shop. So you might want to consider, as soon as you can, because you sound like a banjo sometimes. Like you're playing the banjo.
Hey, speaking of banjo, Tony got one for Christmas, and she was saying that she needed to play some today. So.
Oh wow.
She's just in the infancy of learning and stuff. But
very cool. Very cool.
It's pretty cool.
Well, in the chat box, I have Jack Snavely, who is a regular contributor to the chat. I appreciate you, Jack. Thank you very much. He says, hello, all. Just letting you know I'm watching. And he gave 2 thumbs up. And there's some airplanes, emojis, and stuff like that. So thank you, Jack. Hopefully we will produce a show that you'll walk away better informed, hopefully. But Jack, if you have any questions, you can solicit those questions or concerns or even make statements or what have you. Please do that. And I appreciate the greeting. But now I was working on my Strega last night in hopes of being able to go flying today. I was really just disappointed to get blown out, but I had lowered my engine. I have these head shims, so I took the engine out, and then I lowered the engine, and then to try to get more performance, I increased the size dramatically of the Venturi, and so I was really excited to get up to go flying the next day and see how those things that I did. Oh, in addition to that, I took out the fuel filter. Been running that fuel tank for some time, and I have quite a bit of fuel filters on the fuel jug, and my system. I use screens and funnels with filters, coffee material type of filter. So I keep the fuel clean going into the tank. I was mostly concerned about this debris coming out of the tank, and there's nothing coming out. So I took that out. So I was kind of seeing. I also put a larger fuel tubing, which has a little bit larger ID. The hole is bigger. And so I was really interested to see how it worked out. And unfortunately, couldn't try it out. But we might, Joe, myself, go flying tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
Might you have rain?
No rain, just incredible winds. Incredible. I mean, I didn't have an animator to see what the winds are, but the forecast was 18, 19 mile an hour winds. So, I mean, really windy, And Mark Lumen says, nothing wrong with banjo. Yeah. I guess he played it for many years. Very, very cool.
Yeah, if he gets on here, he's gonna have to give Tony some tips. Maybe that's the after party is what my wife Tony's saying here. She needs some
maybe
tips.
Hey, the after party it's all the way live in the after party, except it's not being streamed.
Right.
Yes. I'm working on making these alignment jigs. I saw Dan Winship. He has a channel called Winship Models. And I was really captivated by his alignment jigs that he made. So I'm working on that. I've ordered some wood. Some of it I already had, but I'm not balsa wood, but actually 1/8 inch aircraft ply. And I had some wood in the garage that I had that milled, so it's all flat, no cupping. And I'm looking to make those things. I was really looking forward to doing that because I'm going to be putting in my wing, hopefully, into my fuselage in the future. I wanted to make sure everything is totally square. So that's kind of why I'm excited about that. You should check out his channel, Winship Models. You might appreciate some of the things he has. And he's sometimes in the chat, sometimes he's here with us. And a real craftsman. He's sometimes you see him with Sparky and John Jordan. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't seen any of that, but I don't know. It sounds adventurous because I don't know. I'm in such a infancy of learning all this stuff that just the more I can see it, the more I can get ideas of what suits me or is beyond me, but something to think about for the future and that type of stuff. So
right. She trying to show us her stuffed animal or stuffed
yeah, she realizes there's a little bit of a show going on here, and that she can show off fluffy things.
Yeah, my daughter has none of. Does that thing have a face, or is it just does it have a face on it?
This one's just purely fluffy. She's got, I don't know, a good 10, 15 of these things. She loves anything fluffy.
I actually have about 45.
Okay, she says 45. I
Yeah,
underestimated
I have
it.
45.
Wow. Hey, John Miller's in the house. Thank you, John, for coming in. I appreciate that.
You betcha. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Did you trim your beard?
No, I got too close to the cat.
Very good. Very good.
This is-
You got me on that one.
This is the time of year I usually trim my beard down.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, you don't want people chasing you down. Hey, Santa Claus, putting
Why
their
didn't you bring me
requests in
that?
early. Oh,
Why didn't-
yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And what's up with this coal, black coal
yeah.
in my stocking? What's that? What's up with
I
that?
don't even have a coal heater.
Hey, Tom Rammel says, like provided. Thank you, Tom. And working on the robot all day tomorrow, -7 degrees Fahrenheit today. I have nothing to complain about. I guess I'll have to just deal with this wind. So it could be worse. Thank you very much for that reminder.
It's 25 here right now.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, you guys would laugh at me thinking it's cold here.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to the VSC in March. We're all in our shorts and t-shirts, and people who live in Tucson are all bundled up and under wraps and all of that. Yeah, it's kind of, you get used to what you live in, I guess.
Yep. Yeah.
28 here.
28 degrees there. Well, as long as it doesn't get below 15, that way your Wi-Fi will stay on, right? Right,
Yeah.
Gary?
Yep.
All right.
other night,
Here in Tennessee, you can't get used to it because it changes every half hour. But it was
Hey,
60.
Philip, thanks for coming in.
Hey, guys.
Mr. Bailey's in the house. All right.
He stole my
My
suit.
earplugs didn't join for some reason.
He stole my suit.
Yeah, did you steal Santa's suit?
My shirt? No, it's just, I got, my basement's a little cool, so I put on something. Been out in a nice shirt today, but when I got home, I put this on. It's a little warmer, so I go down the basement.
Ah,
All right, you're gonna bring anything up from the basement to show us? I know you've been threatening to show us.
Not tonight, not tonight. I have managed to hurt myself well enough that I'm not going to do much running. Getting up and down is hard right now.
Oh,
But the
sorry.
shoulder's feeling better. The shoulder's feeling better, but the back's not. But
Oh,
we'll get
well-
there. We're making
All right, well-
progress, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in, even if you're alien. I appreciate that, Phil. Thank you
Yeah,
so
man.
much. Appreciate
How's
that.
everybody?
Good.
Good.
Well, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Except I
Yeah.
got blown out today. I wanted to go flying this morning, but it was just what does Lynn Burrell say? Hooling? Hooey? What does he say when it's blowing hard?
hoolie.
I was got most of the line.
Say it again, John.
Blowing a hoolie.
Blowing a hoolie. Yeah, it was
Blowing a
blowing a hoolie today. Big time. Hey, Mark Lumen, thanks for coming in.
Hey guys.
Anybody done any work on an airplane since last time we talked or got together?
Well, I kind of have. I've been working on changing that
Working on
Pathfinder.
the car.
Oh,
twin.
very good. Hey, Bob Hunt, thanks for coming in, Bob.
Hey,
Hi
Bob.
guys.
Appreciate that.
Hi, Bob.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. I got blown out today. It was too windy to go flying, but I might hopefully it doesn't blow too much tomorrow. And Joe Mata and myself will go flying tomorrow.
You got the Santa Ana winds coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I remember the first time I went through those, it was blowing the fronds off the the palm trees in the road. And then I was just a kid and I was out dragging them out of the road so we wouldn't get a wreck in there. Somebody hitting them when they're piling up like that.
Oh yeah, it could be
Yeah.
slippery.
You got Santa Ana winds. We got the Santa Claus winds coming in. We had a big storm come through. It had dumped about a 1/4 inch of ice on us. So,
Only a 1/4 inch.
well, we was right on the edge of it. We got a 1/4 inch, but some of them up toward Clarksville, more west, got up to 1/2 inch.
Yeah, it's getting, when you're not used to it, especially, that's kind of bad.
Hey Howard, thanks for coming in. I know Howard's down in Arizona for the Southwestern Regionals.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping you'd come in. I appreciate it. I know you have a contest to go to tomorrow morning. Did you get some practice in today?
No, it's too windy. We went to the Pima Air Museum. It was wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great. I
Who,
love
who,
it.
you, who you staying with, Howard?
Tim Just.
Oh,
We're
okay.
at the same hotel.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I didn't
know if you-
tell Tim Jess I said hello.
Okay, well, I think he's going to come over here in a little bit.
Oh, great. Because I know Tim Just and Bob Hunt. You guys use both the same active timer. You guys might have something to say.
Somebody's sanding.
Oh, it's me. Sorry, I'll mute.
All right, thank you, Eddie.
Bob, I got a question for you before I forget it, as
Go.
I so often do. What size are the wires you use from your battery to your ESC on the twin?
When you get
What?
what's that?
5 are the wires?
What
Or
size?
what size are they?
Size, yes.
I think we're using 14 gauge now because they're fairly small motors. They don't take a lot, you know.
Yeah, using 2810s.
No, we're using the new ones are
14 gauge.
Cut this.
That's smaller than house wiring.
This one's curved.
It's a pretty small wire. Yeah, well, we're going to change over to a wire that Robbie found where he's working. They're doing experiments with helicopter blades. He works for Carson Helicopters, and they got a magnetic wire. Have you heard of that, Howard? That magnetic wire?
I've heard of magnet wire.
Magnet wire? Well, this is magnetic wire, apparently. It's very thin and will handle a lot of current, and you can tape it in place. It's pretty neat stuff.
Wow.
That sounds neat.
Yeah.
I would almost figured, Bob, that you'd have to be using like 10 gauge or 8 gauge wires.
We use 12 gauge, I think, in the when we're using the larger motors, but we've gone down to using these 23 2014s badass motors. They're fairly small motors, and it looks like it's gonna work
2014?
okay. 23.
2314.
Yeah, the 23 millimeter diameter cans.
And you're able to use 14 gauge wire?
That's what I'm told. I mean, I know that Rick Huff has been using that, so.
Well, that's great. That takes care of a lot of wiring problems. When you,
Well, I don't think in a twin you're pulling quite as much as you do on a single engine airplane, a single motor airplane. You know, they're pretty efficient. They use a lot less battery.
Can't you use a skinnier wire for the ESC to the motor?
I'm sorry?
Can't you use thinner wire from the ESC to the motors? I understand you have to have low resistance from the battery to the ESC, but this is
I'm using whatever it goes right from the ESC right to the motor wire. So I'm using whatever the stock wire is on the Jetty spin 33s and the wire that's on the 23 millimeter motors. So it looks about like the same stuff that's on the 28, 26 10s I used to use, you know.
yeah. I think you can get away with smaller wire. I'm not sure. Check with
Probably could, yeah. You probably could. I think we're using probably more. You know, these things they're not working them as hard as you think we're working them. You know, I know you know that, Howard. You know.
Well, there's like the Iceman reason to use skinny wire between the motor and the ESC. The resistance losses are puny. So
Yeah.
unless there's something mysterious there, which Dean can tell you about, I think you can get away with.
Yeah, I'm kind of relying on Dean and Rick Huff. They're the technicians in this thing as far as the motors and battery setups and the wiring goes. I'm the builder and designer. You know, I'm the stylist.
New word.
I'm the stylist.
Every time I hear that word, I hear cha-ching, because it's always more expensive when it's a stylist than when it's a barber.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got to tell you a story. My friend Tom Hampshire is prone to go out to flea markets all over the place and pick up stuff. And was getting close to my birthday, and he knew it, and he picked up an old deerskin ship's curve, a really nice old curve. It was from the early 1900s, and it was beautiful. And he bought it for me. He says, "I know you like, curves on your airplanes, so I'm going to give you this for your birthday." I said, "Oh, it's great," and I've used it a lot. Then it gave me an idea. I said, for Randy Smith's birthday, I'm going to buy him a collection of straight edges.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Sorry, Randy, if you're watching.
oh,
That's funny.
that's pretty good.
That is.
What?
Good.
Sure.
Oh,
I love Randy. Don't get me wrong. I love Randy, but you can just see him there on the drawing board going, shh, 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 shh. Okay, SV34, shh, shh, SV35.
That's funny.
I'll get a letter
Lord.
from Randy.
What number's on the ship's curve?
What's that?
What number's on the ship's curve?
I don't know. I can go get it if you want. It's downstairs.
Well, no, don't go downstairs to get it. There's one of those curves that aerodynamicists use to plot. It's a specific one. They'll have one.
Okay. Yeah, they're neat, aren't they?
hmm
I forgot the number.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had numbers.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, yeah, sizes.
Yeah.
I didn't pay much attention to them. I have some. You talking about the French curves and stuff?
Well, these are ship's curves. They're real long
Ship's
wooden things,
What they're called?
used
Ship,
for
they're called ship
Ship's-
curves.
ship's curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be
Ship's
careful with
curve.
the enunciation there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everything goes to ships with them,
I ain't touching that.
Well,
Oh,
they were
Lord.
mainly used for lofting sailing hulls, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I have a question from Mark Lumen. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I was may change the subject a little bit, but I was working on some, laying out some spectral lines and stuff, and I've got a little bit of what I think is a good way to help tie the knot, so to speak.
Really?
I took pictures because as many of us know, including Mr. Mike Lunke, when you try to tie something on behind the camera and in front of everybody watching, it usually doesn't go that well. So I made a couple of photos. I'm going to try to share the screen here
Yeah, go ahead.
and kind of explain as I'm going along.
You're going to explain it?
While you're doing that, let me just shout out some comments here real quickly. Alexander III says, "Good evening, Charles, and all on here. Greetings from Scotland." And then Carlos Barrow, he says, "Good evening from Southeast Georgia. Just recently discovered you guys, or gents, excuse me, and really enjoyed the group conversations." Well, thank you very much, Carlos. You're also welcome to come on in here too. If you're a member of Stunthangar Forum, just go to the section called At the Bench and click on the link with today's date. All right, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, cool.
I
Well,
see,
as many of us as we're age, the fingers aren't quite as nimble. That's the best word. Yeah, as they used to be. And I was just practice tying some knots and stuff like that, and I come up with some other, just kind of a quick short tutorial here. Oops.
Yeah.
That must be your phone ringing.
That was it. Yeah, of course, you make your mark on wherever your length wants to be. Yeah, and this is going to be kind of simple for most of you guys, but you make the knot, or excuse me, make a line where your knot wants to be. Then you make your double loop. As you fold it back on itself, get your mark, and you can mark them both if you'd like. But get your mark, where you want on the end of the loop. Yeah. Then simply take that and make your Lenny Loop.
All right.
On the connector. Come on, people. Yeah, and make your Lenny Loop, and of course your mark is going to end up right at the bottom of wherever it is. It's going to be within a 64th of an inch doing it anyway. What this does is it gives you, like, for a lack of words, like an awl or a needle when you make the knot. You know, just roll it over on itself like you're fixing to make the regular knot. Yeah, and then simply use the connector. You know, instead of fumbling and pushing the string through
Right.
and
Add a
stuff
little
like
weight to
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a stevedore knot.
It was whatever that was
Oh.
on Stunthangar. Yeah.
No, but the other name for that, go back one. Yeah, that's a stevedore knot. It's kind of a figure 8 type setup with, but
It's a
has
figure,
twist.
figure eight is the other name for that knot. It's figure eight knot.
Okay, yeah, it's whatever was on the Stunthangar
Yeah,
forum
cool.
when the guy was doing that, you know. But I tied several of them, and as long as you just keep some tension and you keep the Lenny Loop, you know, on there, that mark never moves. You know?
Wow.
That's just cool.
And you know, and then of course when you pull it tight, you know, everybody has their, you know, you pull the other the three that's left on the end, pull it tight, screwdrivers, whatever you use. Yeah. And then cut off your excess.
What I like, it doesn't leave you a big open loop. I mean, the loop is there, but
Right.
it tends to close it up.
Yeah, and this one was kind of a long one. With using this, you can make it pretty short. I mean, if that's your thing. I mean, a loop length, I guess, in my limited experience of what I've heard, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
You know,
and you cut a donut of fuel tubing. It looks like.
yeah, just something. I mean, well, whatever. I mean, I guess you could use pretty much anything you wanted, just something to get on there. You know, maybe some heat shrink or something like that. But I found it very simple by having, you know, just already tied or looped to the connector, yeah, to get in and out, and just kept everything organized. Because when I was tying it without this, when I would push it through, you know, these tended to separate a lot, and I'd have to readjust to get my line length and my mark exactly where I wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
so I mean, so long story short, we're starting with the marked portion, you know, securing that first and then going and tying the knot. But anyway, I just thought I'd get that out
Have
there.
you,
Very good.
have you pull tested that, Mark?
I have it. I'm going to send it off to the Romanian lab this weekend. I actually have got some more spectra I was going to send him. He bought one of those scales, and we're, you know, I'll send some over, and he's going to pull test the whole thing and stuff like that. And this is I'll use this with my vector. Yeah. This is the 50-pound max quattro.
Okay.
But anyway,
Boy, that's nice and clean.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice work.
Very nice.
well, you know, like I say, this really helped me, you know, on being able to
Yeah.
manipulate it and keep the same length. I mean, that the mark or the black mark on there, it never moved, and I even fumbled around with it and dropped it and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Show us the first of the Lenny Loop again. How did you get that around the flip?
Oh, well,
Keep going.
There you
One
go.
more.
you
All right.
just basically take that loop,
Yeah.
stick it right up through the middle of this.
Okay.
Stick it right through the middle, then take the ends and go over, you know, just
Go
loop
over the other
end
end, yeah.
and pull it tight, you know.
Okay. That's pretty slick.
Well, anyway, like I said, I thought
Now,
I'd-
what are we gonna call this one? If we call that one a Lenny Loop, I guess
Oh,
this one's
well,
That
that's-
might be the lumen loop.
this is a lumen loop. Yeah.
We're gonna call it the illumination loop.
Ooh.
As long as it's not the Illuminati loop, we're good. No,
Oh, y'all are getting bad tonight.
you know, I'm looking out my back door as soon as I said the word here. I got my pistol here. You never know who's listening. Yeah.
Call it the QAnon loop.
There you go.
Wow.
I did get, I was talking to Brodak, I was ordering some wood to repair the vector, you know, and some other things. And, you know, I said, well, I talked to Dennis, and Dennis said, just call Brodak. They probably got a fuselage hanging around. Yeah. And sure enough, they did. Yeah. An extra fuselage, and I think they only charged me like $40 for the whole fuselage. So I couldn't have gathered the wood and everything to repair it for $40.
No,
Yeah. So you always wonder about your building and your glue joints until you have to tear one apart. Yeah. And then you really understand, boy, I glued the crap out of this one. I haven't got one joint to come off of that wing that is just not welded. I'm gonna have to sand it all down off. So anyway, but fun stuff. Oh, there's February.
oh, look, there's February's calendar.
Yeah, it's February, and so here's the calendar for that Gary did for us, and look at the wonderful job Gary did. How he put all those pictures in there.
He did a heck of a job on it.
Gary's pretty talented in this area, I tell you.
Yes. So that's our Stunthangar video calendar for February. And so thank you very much, Gary.
I do like that airplane he's got in the lower left-hand side of that photograph.
Yeah. Matter of fact, what's it called again?
It's a Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
Cha-ching.
I just got this in the mail today.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, outstanding.
Fantastic. That's
haven't even opened it yet. I got to open it right now.
Yeah, open it. Yeah. Do a reveal.
Big reveal.
And you didn't send him the Playboy version. You didn't send him that one, right, Gary? Just the other one, right?
Thanks, Gary.
I got my calendar too, Gary. Thanks again, buddy.
All right. Oh yeah, very nice. Cool.
Got to locate me some of those disc holders, the skinny ones, to mount my calendar in. The one I had, the cat knocked over and hit the ground and broke.
Oh, and it broke? Oh, yeah.
You want about 4,000 of them?
No, I only need one.
I'm sorry. You take all 4,000 or none at all.
I made you big, Bob, so we can see the reveal there.
Oh yeah, see if I can. Well, I'm gonna find the one I like. So hold on.
Yeah.
Well, you're on the back page.
I'm on the back page. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he on the front or the back of the back?
There. Where are we here? Here we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Almost.
Okay.
Put it right in front of your face. There it is.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Pretty.
Very nice. Well, we look forward to
You're also on the back page. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary.
You're welcome.
Can you say that
beautiful
new
job,
twin
as
is
usual.
better looking than that one?
What's that?
Can you say that new twin you're working on is better looking than that one?
Makes this one look like a boxcar.
Oh my goodness.
wow.
That one looks so dang, it exudes sex appeal.
Well, the new ones, and it really ticks me off because I couldn't find a name for this airplane. And I wanted to do something on the Crossfire, extension, because it looked a lot like a Crossfire, a twin Crossfire. So I called it Wildfire. At the last minute when I had to get the stencils done, John Hill did them for me. I said, I'll just call it Wildfire. Not 20 minutes after I hung up the phone, and he said, he called me and said he had sent them out to me. Joel Costantino calls me and says, I got the perfect name for your airplane. Can anybody guess what it is?
Wildfire.
Double Cross.
Double cross.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
That is very good.
That would have been the perfect name for it. The new one, I'm going to tell you what the new one is, and I'm going to tell you why. The new one's called the Travel Air. And it's because my father's airplane that he had published in Model Airplane News was the Travel Air.
Right.
And I was kind of dedicated to my dad. And I'm calling it the Travel Air 2022.
Perfect.
That's
pretty
good.
cool. That is pretty
I
cool,
like
bro.
that. It helps
Thank
knowing
you.
what the background on that is too.
Hmm.
I imagine had you not told us, we might have figured it out eventually.
Mhm.
But this way we know up front the special meaning of the name.
Yeah, I just figured something just told me that's what it's got to be. It's Travel Air. So
Yeah.
You would like that.
I like
Very
it.
You
good.
would've.
I would have.
I designed the nacelles for it tonight. I had the fuselage all designed, but I had to get down and actually do the nacelle sides and the side view and the motor mount. Get the motor, because the motor mounts are very unusual for that motor. That little 232014 does not have a symmetrical bolt pattern.
Oh,
It's not a radial. It's I think it's just over 5/8 centering on one set of holes and 11/16 centering on another.
Huh,
It's very strange.
that's different.
Yeah, it is. It won't go on a standard X mount.
I'll be doing.
Hmm.
Oh, that's the beauty of building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just make it.
That's one, once you get it fixed, that's the motor.
I'll tell you something else that I've done for quite a while, you guys might find interesting, is if you're building a foam wing or a built-up wing even, and one of the hardest jobs is to sand the wingtips in without sanding through the sheeting on the wing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I've been doing is I make a dummy panel. And of course, pretty much everybody says anything I cut is a dummy panel.
You've been hanging around with those East Coast guys.
I have. I got to tell you something about that in a minute.
Now,
too.
wait a
But,
minute. Take it easy on us, East Coasters.
Okay, I'll say Northeast Coast.
you're not an
Yeah,
East
okay.
Coaster. You're a Southerner.
Yeah, that's true.
So at any rate, what I do is I cut a dummy panel that's the exact same size and shape and airfoil as the one I'm actually going to use. And I cover it with really hard sheeting so it won't sand away real quick. And I put a couple of coats of epoxy on it. And I use that as what I call a tip mandrel, where you can put the blocks on, carve them to shape, pop them off, and they'll fit right onto the actual wing without having to sand into the sheeting of the actual wing. Now you have to have foam cutting equipment to do that, but if anybody needs something like that, I mean, I would probably do it just for the cost of the foam and the shipping, so I'm not in this to make money anymore.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
yeah.
I was never in this to make money, I found out.
I was fixing to say.
What's the old saying, Bob? How to make a big fortune in the model business? Start
How to make
with
a
a bigger one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how to make a small fortune, start with a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was talking to, anybody remember Lou Dudka?
yeah.
Yeah.
Lou and I have been talking a lot lately, and he hung around with a guy named Glenn Metter. Remember Glenn?
Yeah. I never
Was
met
it
him, but I've
pronounced
read
Meador? I thought
about
it was
him.
Meador.
Huh?
I thought it was pronounced Meador. So, I never got to meet the gentleman, so never heard his name.
Meador. No, it's Metter. Matter of fact, you never actually saw them both at the same place at the same time because we thought it was like a Superman kind of thing. So we actually started calling. It was like one person. We called him Len Medka.
Okay.
With everybody.
Okay.
And I was talking to Lou. We've been corresponding a lot, and we're going to try to get a kind of a get together of all the remaining, and there's not a whole lot of us, flyers from back in the 70s on the East Coast. Jimmy Casal, and Glenn and Lou and Kenny Persicki, who made our fuel for us, and Andy Lee and all those guys. We're going to try to get a little luncheon together.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Are those guys you mentioned, Bob, who was really close to or knew Big Jim Greenway really well?
Well, all the people knew him for sure on the East Coast. Probably the ones that knew him best, probably of that group, Lou Dudka and Andy Lee, because Andy Lee flew out of Flushing all the time. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like to learn more about Big Jim Greenway. I know he's gone, and then Wendy really was really close to him, obviously, but Wendy relied on his technology quite a bit. So I'm just really.
Oh yeah. Mike Rogers was probably the closest to him.
Okay. I'm making some notes. Yeah, see if I can reach out to them.
Yeah, that's another guy. I'm glad you said that because it made me remember Mike Rogers. I'm going to give him a call and make sure he's invited to this get together.
Oh, good.
Get together sounds great. I hope you take some pictures and do a little reporting on that in your new job.
Yeah. Just when I thought I was through, they dragged me back in. Michael Corleone.
Yes. Let me say hi to Carl. Thank you, Carl, for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Carlos Barrow, he has a question. He says, I've been out of the balsa construction loop for a few years. Who is the best source for balsa these days?
The black market.
The mothership.
Yeah.
And then Paul Taylor's with us. He says, would Wendy be in that group?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll invite Wendy for sure.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Bob, but you did you want to say something else about that?
No, I just figured it's something current, so.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mike Costello will be another one.
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing him in the videos. Mike Costello.
Well, I would dearly love to see Jimmy Cassell fly a video of him flying today, one of his old planes. He was quite the sight to watch fly.
And then Paul Taylor's with us. He says, would Wendy be in that group?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well,
Robert.
I think that was Robert.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
We're still here,
Hello.
Bob. We just had a loop because Robert.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Fixed it.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks for coming in also, too. So we're up to 11 participants inside here. And then Paul Taylor says, what is the history of Big Jim? Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to ascertain. Paul?
Well, I can tell you a little bit about that. My mentor, when I first got into this, was a guy named Bill Simons. Some of you may have heard that name.
Yeah. He had
he had
a pretty decent design there. Was it a P38 or P39?
P39, and he had a P40, and he had a shoestring, and he had a Scorpio, and he had a Gemini. He had a lot of airplanes. He was a phenomenal builder and finisher, a great flyer. Anyway, he grew up in Washington Heights, New York, right up by the George Washington Bridge. And that's where Big Jim Greenaway grew up too. And when they were kids together, they used to take the subway and the L down to Van Cortlandt Park to fly their airplanes. They take them on the subway to go fly. And they were very close friends. And of course, Billy Simons moved out to New Jersey. And I guess Jim moved over to Queens, from Manhattan over to Queens. And I don't know in the interim what the story was with Jim. He was out of it for a while, I guess. And then he got into it in the early 70s or late 60s. He got back into it and started flying and designing. And that's when the Pattern Master was designed. I told this story once before here. Can I tell it again, Charles?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. You're
I
great.
haven't heard it.
This dates back to about 1972 or 3, probably 73. And I had never met Big Jim, but I'd heard about it because Bill Simons had told me about him all the time. And we got over to Flushing Meadows. We went over there to fly with Lampione and Schaefer all the time. And for some reason, I had missed seeing Jim on a lot of those trips. But this time when I went over, he was there. And he had the first Pattern Master, the 40 size Pattern Master, not the big one, but the 40 size.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Jim was Big Jim. I mean, he was 400
He was a large gentleman.
Large James, they called him.
Yeah.
Nicest guy in the world. And he said when he met me, he called me Bobby Hunt. It wasn't Bob and it wasn't Hunt. It was Bobby Hunt with one word. And that's how he referred to me throughout the time I knew him, was Bobby Hunt. So he said, Bobby Hunt, Bill's told me a lot about you. I said, well, thank you, Big Jim. He said, Bobby Hunt, would you like to fly my new Pattern Master? And I said, oh, I'd be very honored, And I got out there and I got the handle setting. Now, Big Jim used to smoke a cigar, and he'd put the cigar between his pinky and his next finger, ring finger, and hold it like that, and then reach down and grab the airplane with 2 fingers around the nose to start it. And it would take him about a minute and a half to kneel down to get ready to start the engine. And I'm out there and I'm nervous. I just met this guy and I was going to fly this brand new, gorgeous airplane. It was really beautiful. And I said, gee, Big Jim, I'm sure glad I can run faster than you in case something goes wrong. And Big Jim takes a cigar, stands up, takes about a minute to stand up. He looks up, he says, oh, that's okay. You crash it, I'll turn over your car. True story.
Lesson learned.
Tell you what,
That's a big guy.
he made me feel like a little fella, I'll tell you that. Whew.
Wow.
I only met him once, but he was a large gentleman.
He used to take Rennie Meechin. Anybody remember Rennie? What he called the mother? Howard, you might remember him. This was like our mother. You know, he would take care of everybody on the East Coast. He was very wealthy, and he'd give us engines and he'd give us propellers, and he'd help out any way he could. And Big Jim used to take Rennie. Now Rennie was a big guy. He was about 6'4", and Rennie would grab him by the ankles and hold him upside down. Just hold him.
Wow.
Yeah, big guy. I don't know. You know, I mean, he designed the big Pattern Master, and it was very popular in Flushing. I mean, Mike Rogers and others flew it before Windy was on the scene, really. You know, Windy came back he started flying back in the 50s, early 60s, and then he quit for a long time and went into motorcycles, and he came back in 1980 to fly. So he missed a lot of this. The 1970 thing that happened at Flushing Meadows.
Okay.
Yeah. But then he adopted Big Jim's technology, like you said, Charles. Yeah.
I was watching a video called Basic Stunt Run video. It's part of the Walt Burnell collection on YouTube. And Winnie was just touting all the virtues of Big Jim, which he does in a lot of his videos. I love the fact that Windy, even though he learned it from Big Jim, you know, some people will internalize and go, well, they don't even tell you where they got it from, but he kept saying how Big Jim taught him this and taught him that, and just phenomenal. And he said that, you know, in his estimation, that Big Jim Greenway was the best engine man, period, you know, bar none. And that's quite a statement. So I was just really intrigued. I've been intrigued over and over again whenever I watch the old Windy videos of how much reliance Windy was on Big Jim.
Yeah.
Plans, he'd run by engines, and it was just phenomenal. So I wish I didn't come in so late to this hobby to have missed Big Jim Greenway and miss other greats as well, you know, but it's just it's a loss. But they, you know, hopefully someone can share with me some things that I don't know. I'm really intrigued. So anybody out there listening, watching the show, you know, you can message me on the forum. I would love to learn more about Big Jim Greenway, just because I'm intrigued by him from watching Windy videos.
Yeah, he was a good guy in a lot of ways. He did a lot in his neighborhood to help people in his neighborhood too. I mean, there's some stories that Windy could tell you, and Mike Rogers could tell you better than I. But he was very involved in helping people in his neighborhood.
That's awesome.
That'd be great. Hey, Lynn Burrell, thanks for coming in, Lynn.
Hey, how you doing, Charles? Hey, guys.
Hi.
Good to see you, Lenny.
Well, thank you.
Look at that. He's got to rub it in. He's wearing a Canada shirt.
Well, it's not really a,
Let me see that shirt. Let me make it big there for a second, Lynn.
it was one of our team shirts from years ago. I just bought it to support the team. I wasn't on the team.
There you go, Canada.
Worldwide Championships. All right, very cool.
Yeah, I just bought it to support. What's that?
So now we have to get a Canadian license in order to fly out there?
Oh, it's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. And we have to get an AMA to fly down there.
Yeah.
The whole thing's ridiculous. I mean, that reciprocal agreement's been forever.
Forever. Yep.
And now they scrapped the whole bloody thing. And as far as I'm concerned, it's nothing but a cash grab. And it's our fault. It's our side that's the problem, not your side.
Well, you get no argument here.
No, none whatsoever.
All of us on the control line committee are just pissed off.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'd just as soon, if I had my choice, I'd just join the AMA, but it doesn't work that way. We have to have both.
Well, you know, there's an alternative way to handle this.
How's that?
Move here.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if they'd let me in.
Well, they'll let you in.
Oh,
Come on down to Carolina. We got 2 circles and we got plenty of room.
Anybody that established and developed the Lenny Loop should be welcome.
Oh, there you go. Oh, man.
I was so annoyed about this whole Mac AMA thing that I held
Wow.
off on with my membership this year until it had lapsed, so they had to send out a couple more automated emails.
I've got one more year before mine expires. I took the 3-year plan, but I'll tell you, after this year, I may just bail on the whole thing. I'm so PO'd with it. I'm not happy.
Yeah, I just did the 1-year renewal this year because God knows what idiot we got in charge.
Is there any word coming out why they did it? I mean, legitimate word why they?
Well, that's only the tip of the iceberg of the things they've been doing. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You know, they've got leadership that are basically taking over and deciding how they're going to do stuff, and it's just a bad scene. It's just
that's
not
what we
good.
got going on here. Yeah, we won't get into that though.
No, we won't get into it. It's just not worth it talking about it on Stunthangar. But like I said on the open forum, if I had my way, I'd just dump Mac and go join the AMA, but I can't do that. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey, does anybody happen to have a reasonable built-up fuselage plans for like a P-51?
Well, there's the Al Raby ones.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are, you know, since I had that other Vector that had that unfortunate incident too, but the wing is good, you know. So I thought, okay, I'll make a profile of this, and I said, you know what? No, I need to start building built-up fuselage.
Full bodies. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Mike Palko's Mustang?
I think I have seen it at Triple Tree. If he was up at Triple Tree,
The yellow one.
Yeah, checkerboard, yellow.
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
checkerboard.
It's an outstanding
That's your
airplane.
Mustang.
I designed that. I have the the plans for that.
Ah,
Oh,
well,
okay. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Matter of fact, we built that airplane in my shop, or most of it in my shop.
That's awesome.
It does fly quite well.
That's
too.
why it flies so well.
Well, I got to tell you, I flew. Danny Banjock built one at the same time. We
Is
built
that the
three of them.
same airplane? Is that the same one, only with gas?
Same design, but
Okay.
they were two different airplanes, but they were built at the same time. We built 3 lost foam wings. I actually built one. Then John Brodock saw Mikey's and he wanted one, so I sold John all the components to mine. A lot of that happens with me, you know. So, but Danny finished his, and he trimmed his with an anvil in the nose, you know. And when it works for him. It works for him.
Yes. Yeah.
But I couldn't fly his airplane. But then I flew Mikey's, and we traded airplanes one day at a contest, and we flew, and it's an absolutely outstanding airplane. And his handle setting and my handle setting and our balance points are identical on our airplanes. We could have flown each other's airplanes in the contest.
Oh,
you know?
Wow.
Well, now we know why you can both beat everybody too.
Well, I haven't been beating everybody in a long time, you know. So.
Well, I'd be interested in purchasing. I'd be interested in buying or purchasing the plans if they might be available.
Well, Mark, I'll tell you what. I would be happy to send you a set just for the cost of running them off in the postage. I'm not trying to make any money in this hobby anymore. However, you got to. There's one thing you got to know about it. We didn't do a wing plan because the wing plan is the lost foam cradle set. It was built in my lost foam system, so you don't even need we didn't even need a wing plan because that is the plan.
Gotcha.
See,
Understand.
Yeah, so it's very difficult wing to build in any other way because it's got a it's a double taper wing.
Yeah.
It's got that cuff.
Yeah,
and it's built. It's 4 sections, but it's all built at one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
My thoughts was, and you know, it may be able to. I don't know if it would do it or not, but to modify that vector wing, you know, a little bit.
No reason you can't. I mean, you put cuffs on it.
I could, yeah. Yeah, but I just like that the full body P-51. Yeah.
And I mean, you can build a Mustang without the cuffs. It won't look that bad. Lots of people do it.
Yeah, sure.
No,
Yeah.
I've got a
Just a straight
P-51D
wing.
downstairs. It doesn't have cuffs. Looks good.
Yeah. So yeah, Naomi has one too that she flies in scale, and it looks.
There was a nice one from back in the 60s. A guy named Claire Sieberling.
Yeah.
he took an airplane. He had an airplane called the Phoenician, and he took the Phoenician and added a scoop to the bottom and republished it as a Mustang. And it doesn't have a double. It doesn't have a cup, but it's a nice airplane.
The
Jeff Anderson.
no,
Paul Walker.
I'll get it in a second here.
Elio Squalubeak.
It isn't gonna do that.
I'm trying to think of that guy's name.
You just leave the
Dick
leading.
Williams, Dick Williams design,
Dick
Dick Williams.
The Electra.
the Electra. All you have to do is put a scoop on the belly and you got a P-51B model.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Where
say
if-
hi to Tryon. Hey, Tryon, thanks for coming in.
Hey, Tran, good to see you.
Brian?
Ready?
How about the Mustangs that the Brazilians came to the Nats with? All those Mustangs, weren't those?
Those were, I think these are Araby Mustangs or Pat King Mustangs, maybe.
They might have been
Or
Pat Johnson.
Pat
Yeah,
Johnson.
Pat Johnson.
Pat
I think
Johnson.
they were Pat Johnson. I don't think they'd be Al Raby. That was a pretty tough build.
That is a tough deal.
That Pat Johnson Mustang is a nice airplane.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I have the plans for the 47, but not the P-51. He did a P-47 for the Brazilian team that uses a 72 four-stroke. It's a lot of wood, but if you can get a hold of enough really nice wood to build it, it's a beautiful airplane.
Yeah. It's impressive to see that much balsa wood in the air at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot of balsa. Ain't no joke. It's a lot of balsa. If I were going to do it, I would use his shapes, but thin it down and build a crutch or cradle that each former from the fuselage would sit in, and then put longerons on it, and then put longerons and stringers, and then sheet the thing with 332. So you'd end up building a crutch so you don't really have to mold that one because it's got enough flat surfaces to it that you can mold a section at a time. Don't ask me how I know that because it didn't turn out too good. It's one of the few airplanes that got destroyed on the ground before it ever got to fly. But anyway, it turned out beautiful. I never got to find out how it would do. Had somebody turn a dog loose, throwing a Frisbee and turned his dog loose, and the dog was 150, 160 pounds, and he just ran right through the middle of the thing.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
Yeah, well, he jumped the wall and didn't see it. I couldn't really blame Frisky. It wasn't his fault. He couldn't see the darn thing. But when he landed on it, there was nothing. There was not much left. No way to repair it. He landed with his paw right in the side of the fuselage at the root of the wing, and it just kind of. I went and got pictures, and I was going to take pictures of my plane that day, so I took pictures of it, and it spread out over about a 10-foot area. But that's the way it goes sometimes, you know.
That's the way it goes. I have a question. So to help Mark Lumen out, which model would fit nicely with that vector wing to be a Mustang?
I'm trying to think of something. Claire Silverling's version would look good with that wing because I don't remember it having cuffs. Did it, Bob?
Let's look at it from a reverse point of view. The way I look at model airplane design is very few of us are designers. Most of us are stylists. We take nobler or whatever dimensions and wing and force arrangements, and we draw our own airplane. So if I look at an airplane, the numbers as a mannequin, like a mannequin in a store window, and on that mannequin you can put almost any kind of clothing you want. And the same holds true with the numbers on an airplane. You just draw the wing and the tail and the motor and the spinner in place on a board, and then just start sketching until you get a Mustang or a P-47 or whatever.
Lay the numbers out on the paper and get your confines set up, and then get you a picture of a Mustang side view and draw the outline, then put in the bulkheads.
There's an easier way to do it, and I actually wrote this up in my column some years ago in model aviation. If you were to take a wing design you want and draw it on the drawing board, and a fuse crutch with the motor placement, spinner placement, and tail placement, and just draw that in and ink it, right? And then take it to a graphics place and have it reduced down so it fits on a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, run off about 1 million of those, and sketch. And
Every
then when
airplane you want, yeah.
when you get exactly what you want, you blow it back up to full size, put a
Oh,
piece of tracing paper over it and trace it out, and you have the airplane you want. That's how
What a
I've done it for
Great
years.
idea.
I've been doing that for years and years and years.
That's a
Oh,
great.
that is
That's
awesome.
That's sort of
brilliant.
what Ella do too. He just go down to his favorite print shop and just keep printing out, a master based on his latest idea of it, and just keep tracing over and over until he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
That's why I like the CAD work so much, and I know, I know there's a time you have to spend on getting into it, but once you get into it, you can make one drawing on all the parts and you can rearrange it, put them, move, do anything you want, and when you're done, you print it up, it's full size. You don't have any problem with scaling or anything like that. Or you can scale it up or down, easily.
I did a series when Sandy went through the hurricane on the East Coast some years ago. All our power was out for over a week, and I couldn't do anything. However, I could open the windows of my shop and the door, and I had just enough light in there that I could put my drawing board, and I'm a pencil and drawing board guy, and I could draw. So I did that. I made a fuselage side and spinner placement and wing placement, tail placement, and everything. And I was able to get the staples, and they were open and they had power, and I could have that reduced. And I sketched out about 5 different airplanes. And when I called the series, I called it Sandy's Shadow. That was the name of the series.
Okay.
That's cool.
And I made a smaller Caprice, but this was designed for about a 500 square inch wing. Around that time, Alan Brickhouse and I were discussing, he was still alive. We were discussing about doing a series of smaller airplanes around 500 square inch or 490 square inches. And he had one called the Encore. He actually published it.
Yeah.
And I had a similar thing. And I designed a jet, a kind of a Detroit looking thing, a little Bearcat, and a racing Bearcat, and a little Caprice around the same exact fuse side.
Wow.
And it worked. Matter of fact, I'm building the little Bearcat one. I'll go down and get it and bring it up here and show it to you in a minute.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
That's
But
neat.
that works perfectly.
Very good.
Mark, if you're wanting to not bother with the leading edge strake on a Mustang, just build a tall tail and call it an H model.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what I'll do, but like I say, the biggest thing is that's a good hand about just laying out the numbers and finding out where I want the tail moments and this and that, and then putting it down on an 8x10 piece of paper. When you're just sitting around like this, you can put it in your lap and you can draw and draw and draw and whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes it good.
Hey, Sparky. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Sparky.
Hey, Sparky.
I have a comment from the chat. Let me read this. Paul Taylor says, Mark, that vector wing would have to be extended, in my humble opinion. It will not carry a heavy plane. Ask me how I know. And he has a face, smiley face with the tongue sticking out. Emoji. So anyways, that's Paul Taylor's suggestion. To extend the wing.
Mark, I have some photos of that. I'm looking for them right now. If I could find them, of that whole series I did. But I'm not exactly sure how to put this stuff up. Since you changed the format here, Charles, I'm not exactly sure how to.
Go down to the bottom where it says share screen and click that. And you got to get your images up first and then hit the share screen. And then you'll have a image come up of all your stuff in the background and select the one you want to share. And then hit share.
I'm gonna have to find them first. So you guys go ahead and talk, and I'll keep.
Well, let me. We've been on for like an hour and 14 minutes, and which is great, but we don't have any chat revenue or any new members. So please, if you are watching and you're enjoying the show, hopefully you've enjoyed this last hour and 14 minutes and find it worthwhile to support it. We definitely could use your support. So please, and don't forget to smash the like button as well. We have 29 concurrent viewers, 25 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit that. But please consider joining Sparky's YouTube channel and also the chat box. You can hit donations in the chat box under the super chat. We'll be on for a little bit less than an hour more, and then we'll be done. So please consider doing that.
What I do
Bob,
now, go ahead.
Bob, I got a dumb question for you.
Sure.
Since we no longer need the tune pipe, electrics just don't need it. What do you think about taking the wing of the Mustang and putting an inch and a half, I think it was an inch and a half, I believe it's an inch and a half of dihedral in it, lowering the, really you don't need to lower it. Just put it in the Mustang and raise the scoop and everything up. You'd raise the bottom of the plane up a little bit. You would raise the wing up in the fuselage and put the dihedral in it and move the scoop up, restyle it to get rid of the pipe tunnels. What I'm trying to say, and I can't.
Yeah, and you could do that. I've never had an airplane that I can remember that had dihedral. I know that a lot of people have very good luck with them. I mean, I know that Vic Macaluso had one with anhedral, the Crusader, and it flew great. But you got to make sure you get the vertical center of gravity, the lead out, where the lead outs come out. That's got to be. Yeah. You got to get that right. I never did that, but I'm sure it would work. I mean, it has worked. I mean, Raby and a number of people have had dihedral in there. I know that we were talking before about Pat
Johnson.
Pat Johnson's Mustang, that has dihedral. That flies great.
Yeah. Wendy's last Spitfire had it too.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try it eventually, but it's going to take a while.
Jimmy Casale had a number of airplanes that had dihedral, even though he didn't mean for him to.
Oh, that's bad, Bob. That's bad. Ooh, I tell you what, I never got to see him fly but one time. But at the contest that he was at, if nothing else, the man put up more practice flights than anybody on the field.
That's true.
Oh yeah. Wendy told me that story when I went to visit him. I mean, he said at one Nats, that guy must have put in 200 practice flights during the week. He'd just keep emptying gallons of fuel, throwing them in the bin.
He also went through 70 airplanes in his career.
Wow. Yeah, he was heavy on them.
Yeah, he used to buy wings by this. He used to buy wings by the 6-pack, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that kept you in business for a while.
And here's a good story about Jimmy. Jimmy and I were good friends. We had a lot of fun together. Jimmy was a musician, a working musician. He was at a group called Waterfront, and they were like a show band, and they would travel all over. So he wanted to keep building. So he would find motel rooms that had the flattest benches in them, the flattest tables. And he would make note of the room number, and he'd always get that room so he could build wings and stuff.
Oh my God.
That's a true story.
Good gracious.
Oh my goodness.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's some interesting characters. Have you talked to Billy lately? How's he doing?
Yeah, I talked to Billy not quite a month ago, I guess. He's all right. As a matter of fact, he's back building again, and he's on dialysis. Yeah. He's on dialysis now, so he really can't get around too much. Although they have that new thing, which is a self dialysis. You can do it at home. After you go on it for a certain amount of months, he can get on to doing home dialysis, and he's putting a flying field in his backyard because he's got that stables, you know, with the horses and everything. So he's already put a flying field in, and he and Bobby McDonald set up his shop. Bobby went down there and spent a weekend and set his shop up so he can start building again.
Isn't that awesome? Good stuff.
Great.
He just turned 80 years old.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Billy is 80.
Mm-hmm.
Gracious.
Yep. That home dialysis works pretty darn good. A friend of mine was on that 30 years ago, and he eventually succumbed to it, but he was on it for quite a few years.
Yeah.
So it's not new or anything. He should do very well with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's excited about it. He really is.
That's awesome.
I'm glad just to hear that he's doing well, feeling like wanting to play with models again.
He's very excited, actually.
Good deal. Good deal.
Any way you can stay away from the hospital. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to take your mind off of the time at the hospital. Yeah. I know my wife went through 4 years of cancer treatments, and I'm telling you, that hospital is no place to be. Tough lady, I tell you that. That she's put up with me for 47 years, so gotta be a tough lady.
Yeah. Hey, Spark, I like those flames. Looking good so far.
Yeah, we'll see how they turn out.
Yeah.
What's that going on? A sign?
The wall.
One of my
Okay.
airplanes burning up.
What is that? What is that airplane to the right of the easel there?
That's a Nobler.
Wow, can you show that? Just pan the camera up and show that. That's a heck of a paint scheme, what I can see.
I think the flames would be a great wing paint scheme.
Oh, it would.
Oh, wow.
That is beautiful.
Is that the one that Jerry Huff had? Jerry, not Huff.
I built it on the channel. I sold it to Jerry. And when he passed away, I got it back. So
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think I've watched that video of that one.
Yeah, I watched him build that P-47, but I just don't understand how he can build so fast. He works an hour a day, but he does it every day. But wow, his stuff gets done.
an hour a day. It's an hour a day that I show you.
Right.
Oh, okay. That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
Good one.
Yeah. I figured there had to be something like that to it because that's just wow.
Yeah, I used to have a clock like that.
Oh, I got to show this. Let me see if I can get up and get it. Somebody gave me a clock for Christmas, and it pretty well typifies most of my life lately. Let me get over here and get it.
Is it an airplane clock?
That's what I was thinking, Mark. Thank you very much. I was thinking
No,
the
but
same thing.
you'll understand when I show it. Wait a minute. We get over here, sit down. Oh, ooh. Having back problems as a bear. See if I can get this where y'all can see it.
You make you big here. Just hang on. There we go.
Oh,
wow.
Numbers are everywhere.
Oh,
What did it say? I can hold it up again.
Okay.
Up or
Well,
higher.
higher, right there.
Whatever, I'm late anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm late anyway.
Very good.
My
I
niece
like
gave
that.
me that for Christmas, I think. I can't remember who. Jerry and Wade, one of my best friends, and his wife gave it to me for Christmas. They know me rather well. Anyway. Oh Lordy, seems like I'm always running to try to get there on time.
I found that photo I wanted to show you, Mark. But how do I do this again now?
Take a screenshot.
Do what now?
On the bottom, it should be in the bottom. On the middle, you see something that says share screen.
Okay.
You have to have your photo open on your desktop or wherever you have there. Open it up,
Okay, hold on. All right, it's open.
And then hit share screen.
Share
And then
screen.
it'll give you a choice. You can look up and pick which screen you want to share.
It says entire screen, window, and Chrome tab.
Can you see the photo that you had brought up?
No.
That's different than mine.
Try it again.
Hit share, see what happens.
All right, I'll share screen. Share screen. Okay. Hit share.
Yes.
Okay. Nothing.
So
Window. Let me try
when you
that
hit
one.
the
Share.
share screen down below, it should bring up all your things that you can select from. Are you getting a choice of things to select?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hit share screen. I got that.
Okay.
And it says
you see documents or photos or something else, and you just want to select that one.
Nope.
Does it say like share screen, folder?
It says entire screen, window, and Chrome tab. Let me try something else here. I'll try one more time, and then we're gonna bag it.
I'd say do entire screen and then
Oh, it's not working. Chrome tab.
Let me try something else here. Let me see.
Try that. Huh. Well, obviously my thing's not, it used to work. I used to do that, it would work, but it
Yeah,
doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, because I remember you shared some of the.
Exactly.
Let me try myself. Let me try hitting screen. And then when I hit the share screen, a window pops up and I have a bunch of items that I can select from. And I click on the thing I want to share. Like, for example, let me share this picture.
Try this.
And then once I click on it, then then there's the share in the bottom right corner. Like, for example, here's Sparky's airplane, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I did that.
Okay. See what we can do here.
Yeah, the mothership's flying over.
Mother.
Got everything jammed.
I thought you was talking about Parliament. You remember that group Parliament, Mark?
Yeah, yeah, actually.
Oh, so you get it then. Yeah, the mothership. Yeah, Dr. Funkenstein here.
Yep, that's a funkin'
Oh,
thing.
Lord. I had forgotten about that.
Okay.
If you're old enough to remember that, you remember the old Lloyd Thaxton TV show and the little hairball gnome thing with a little arm sticking out. He had always holding the sign said "Down with Thaxton."
Remember that.
That's back in the early 60s.
Alrighty, so
Early 60s.
here. You turn off your camera, Bob, for some reason. Your camera's not on. Maybe you meant to do that.
He's probably just still poking around on messages. Yeah.
That's fine. Hey, Tryan, what did you want to show us, Tryan?
Yeah, show it.
While Bob is working that out, no way you don't put any pressure on Bob. I'm gonna relieve the pressure. Performance anxiety.
Oh, you don't want to say it like that.
Let's have Tryan help us out. So
What's he doing?
I catch you at a bad time, Tryan? All right. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Very nice.
We got it together.
Wow.
Oh, I like the canopy.
Yeah, check out
that canopy. Turned out nice.
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
amazing what
nice.
you can do with an old pop bottle.
Very sharp.
Very nice.
It really looks good, Trey. I might have to build another one of those darn things now. It looks nice.
All right. So this is my vector, basically how it turned out. We have nice cooling coming from over here. The bottom block has been molded, so it's not the original flat sheet. This is a molded shell. So what I have here is the battery compartment, which is basically no tools. You open the cover out and you have access to the batteries.
Yeah.
We're gonna go inside there. Remember the rails I made in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good.
So that's the battery compartment. I'm gonna put this back now.
Oh, very nice. Like that sound.
Here. This was a matter of changing the landing gear if I want to flip it over on the other side.
Right.
And also I want to have some access in this area where I put that accelerometer from the timer, right? So because of that, kind of worked out that if I make a cover like this, now it's easy to have access to the ESC, which is going to be on the bottom here, just in front of this, right? And now I can have access to the wires. I have access to this little compartment on the back side, so I
Very
can get
good.
my wires through there. I can put my timer in here somewhere. I have a Velcro pad over there right now. So,
All right.
so the timer is gonna sit over there.
That is just really neat, Trey.
Thank
I
you,
like
Mike,
that.
again for the wood, for the flaps. The original flaps were just very hard wood and they were just bowed like that. So I didn't want to take a chance with that. Micah was nice enough to help me with some wood.
Perfect.
So these are brand new flaps. And also the lucky boxes I had here for the elevator, they were bad on the original parts. And when I put my elevator and I tried to zero it out, so it's not like this, like that, you know, kind of like that. So I want the elevator to be in line, right? And I could not do that because it was all over the place. I mean, you move it a little bit, it just moves in one position, and then in the other position, oh, it's just crazy, you know. And I figured out that the lucky boxes were just too loose and it didn't work fine. They were not proper, so I decided to just make new elevators. And I also decided to minimize this gap over here so I don't have too many losses when you do a maneuver and stuff like that. And hopefully it's gonna work. Elevator, it's about 1 inch back from the plans, what the plans are saying. Other than that, the rest of the plane is just pretty much the stock everything.
Looks good.
Yeah.
That's really
What you see over here, if I take the wheels off and this the spinner, which is just held in with tape.
Okay.
So everything you see here right now, as of this moment, so it's in this, right?
Yeah.
So everything 18.56 ounces.
Wow.
Very good.
That's nice.
So that's just the plane, right?
Finish are you using, Tryon?
Huh?
What sort of covering and finish are you planning for it?
I'm planning to do something like a Fred Checkwin kind of thing, with a translucent covering on the wings and a white fuselage with stripes in it and stuff like that. So
film covering, yeah.
Yeah, and the covering will be, give me a second. I had it right here. Let me put this on the sides. I'll show you the color. It's a translucent violet. I'm not sure if you can see this color, but
yeah. Naomi has a plane in that color.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, this is not the royal purple. This is like the violet color. Let me turn this on.
Violet.
Right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I'm not sure how can I do this better. What do you guys see? Is this white?
Is that ultra coat?
Yeah, we see it now, Trey.
Some yeah, I think it's ultra coat, this thing.
I can show you that color on an airplane if you want to see it. I've got it right now.
And this is
1 second, Lynn.
all right.
That'd be great.
And if you give me a second, I can put this plane on the ground here. I can give you a look at it like this. Here you go.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, that's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, that's gonna really, really pretty.
Very sharp.
So that color and what else? With any trim colors?
Yeah, it's gonna be white and yellow.
Oh, nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Yellow, that would be pretty.
and that violet and yellow, it's their complementary color, so
Right.
they should look pretty nice.
I remember the Voodoo had that color in green, and the other trim color was it yellow. I thought that looked
Yeah,
good.
it was like that. The wood was like that. Yeah, it was I think it was maybe a dark purple, white, yellow, and green.
Yeah.
And actually, I built a Voodoo a few years ago. It looked like a Mustang. They had the V in the front and the leading edge, and it was a tune pipe plane.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Tryon. Let me so Lynn, did you want to show us your plane, Lynn?
No. I wasn't going to show a plane. I just wanted to show you that color. You did it. It's good.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Well, Howard, do you have Tim just there? Can I say hi to Tim, or did he leave?
Yeah, Tim's here. Come say hi, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
How are
Welcome
you?
to Stunthangar Video Hangouts.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.
He has an airplane to show you.
Oh, really? Let me make it big. Let me make it big. Hang on. You're big now, Howard. And so are you, Tim. I made you both big.
I'm going to head down to the parking lot and grab my airplane. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Is it the Elroy that I saw at the Las Vegas challenge or something else?
No, it's a new one.
Wow. Wow, that's good. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
All right. Back in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you.
Everybody in Tucson is probably in coats now because, you know, it's like what, 50, it's about just about 52, 53 degrees for them down there. That's probably like winter.
I need to get my car keys.
It was blowing a hoolie today.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good
out
when it's
here.
blowing a hoolie.
It was blowing a hooey here, Lynn. And
I bet you.
got blown out today. This is 2 weeks in a row.
Oh my gosh. It's never good when you're going flying and it's blowing a hoolie.
Yeah.
It hasn't been raining, but man, the wind blew us out.
Yeah, Mark, I saw that restaurant, I think, the Voyager.
Yes, that's it. The Voyager.
Okay, I didn't go in because I just had breakfast at the hotel, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I drove around and saw Virgin Galactic's hangar and stuff. It was pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Tim has been to that test pilot school.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there in I think 2005 or something like that. A while ago. Yeah. I think they're still there. Yeah, they should be still there. Yeah.
I reckon.
Back then, you got to fly some pretty neat stuff. So, yeah. And
Mark,
survive. That's the best part of it.
Since it was blowing a hoolie, we went to the Pima Air Museum today.
Yeah.
And saw a number of airplanes that Tim had flown. And a lot that he would like to fly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Mark, I printed out that picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we'll see.
Make it big here. Hang on a second, Bob. One quick second here. Okay. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, that's gorgeous, man.
Okay, I'm gonna
see,
take
the
Wait a minute. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to do the same thing.
Very sharp.
Yeah, very nice.
Get this. Now you see, but the idea of this was to show you the sequence of how it was done.
That's cool.
It's all the same. Those two little ones are the same exact numbers, the same fuselage, the same wing, same everything, just different shapes.
Right.
They blow up to exactly the same size. You know.
I mean, dang, that's pretty.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is a great shape. I like that. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I just got to figure out where it's saved the screenshot. That's half the battle. You know, you take a screenshot. I might find it in a month. It'll be. It's on here somewhere. Oh, yeah.
Give me a call if you want those Mustang plans, and I'll.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks. I'll do that. Silence.
Well, darn. I didn't realize worse than me.
Got quiet all of a sudden.
Definitely.
I'm trying to see if I actually got that picture. Huh.
Hey, Lynn, how's your wing coming? I'm sure.
My wing's all done. It's ready for tips tomorrow. Tomorrow I start carving blocks.
Ah, yeah.
Start with the wing tips tomorrow.
Okay, very good.
So I'm excited. I got the wing all done. It's all sheeted. The bell crank's in. Smooth as silk. We're good to go.
All right.
And it's straight and light. Well, light for me.
Well,
9.2 ounces.
Wow.
So for me, that's light.
It couldn't help being straight in that jig, though.
It's a bear wing. The Gieske bear. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm enjoying it. The kit was given to me, and so I said, well, I better put this together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're lucky. I paid dearly for mine. The shipping alone was more than I expected it to be. But that's all right. I was
No, my-
tickled to get one.
My buddy started it 20 years ago, Brad LaPointe up here. He started it 20 years ago and then realized that the kit was above his pay grade. So he stuck it up in a closet and it sat there for 20 years until I happened to mention to him, gee, someday I wouldn't mind building a bear. He says, hey, I've got one of those tucked away somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. So
I did virtually the same thing.
It's a tough airplane to build. When you look at the fuselage and all the little parts and pieces that are going into that, holy moly.
That's not that bad.
Well, it's not bad for us because we're used to building a lot.
But yeah,
for
first
somebody
timer
who
with.
doesn't, for a combat guy or somebody who doesn't build a lot, it's a tough go.
A combat guy who doesn't build a lot. Oh, that's what they are these days.
I said for a combat guy who doesn't build a lot. That's what I said. I didn't say all combat guys don't build a lot.
Howard builds a lot.
Yes, he does.
Definition.
If you fly combat, by definition, you build a lot.
But hold on, let's clarify. Today, not necessary because you can buy the planes ready built.
Yeah, that's true too.
You can build them, you don't have to build too many of them.
A lot of that going around in stunt too.
Yeah, exactly. Most definitely.
Kidding.
We're all living it. And that's okay. I'm not criticizing the guys who don't build a lot. I don't have a problem. My buddy Brad, he does build a lot, but he's not into building really complicated type airplanes.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you gonna build the wing that came to be the kit, or are you gonna build the more modern version of the wing? Because the last version of the Bear used lost foam system, and it was a
no.
Bobby, help me out. P-40.
Did the kit? You did the kit.
I did the kit.
Yeah,
it's already built. The wing is done. The wing's built.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's the kit.
I built several wings for Bob Gieske during that period, and they were all basically Billy's wing. He used the Thunder Gazer wing, which is the Thunderbolt wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was
because it's a
say.
lot thinner than what I'm used to using in it, but I think that's pretty good because it has a really nice shape to it.
Check out this pretty plane. Let me make a
Uh-oh.
tip this big. And
that looks like one of Ganderson's designs.
How do we do this?
Wow.
That's pretty.
ETG special. Look at that.
Oh, very cool.
That looks like a Diva a little bit.
That's the skinny Diva wing that you cut, Bob.
Yeah. How's it fly? Well, it's there. It must fly good.
It flies really well. Here's the bottom.
Oh, look at that.
Wow,
Look at that. Oh, I love that.
Look at that.
Sweet.
Wow.
Oh,
It has
that's
wheel
very
pants,
sweet.
but I've had trouble making it fly well with the wheel pants on it, so it's they're not on right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got its pants off.
It's got its pants off and two
Hold its pants down.
Good.
Very nice.
Very nice there, Tim.
Very sharp, Tim.
Wow, that is sharp.
It started with a really good wing, so thanks again, Bob.
In a way, it's kind of got a pylon racer look to it.
It does.
Yeah, because Phil put the cheek cows on all of his airplanes.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if you can see that there.
Yeah.
And then it's got an inlet and there's a baffle right behind that directs air right into the motor.
Yeah.
That and then the annular, it's a elliptical hole, so I got a fair amount of cooling air going into the bottom.
That's
Right.
great.
The two holes in the bottom, the ESC lives down there. And
Right.
I live in the high desert in Victorville, so I fly on a lot of days that are 100 degrees plus and haven't had any difficulty.
Wow,
Very
I love
that's
those
great.
screws in the bottom. That is so sharp.
How do you get the battery in that thing?
That plane is just screaming Diva all over the place.
It
It
is.
is.
Yeah, that's there's
Yeah.
more. It's so that it's a top, and so the battery's here.
Oh,
And then,
cool.
I made this as let's see if I got this in the camera right. I'm new to this. This just slides. You loosen up the screws, and the battery sits. It's got a floor here.
Oh, perfect.
Very nice.
And then
Very
the
nice.
floor is sits on two pieces of triangle stock, and the ESC is underneath that, and the timer and the The rest of the bits are. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see.
that's neat.
I can see it.
Very
Really
nice.
nice looking.
And so the hatch just goes on. It's got a tongue in the front and a 440 and a couple of turns, and it holds it on. So you don't have to remove any screws completely. You just loosen them up.
Right. That's
That
good.
is really nice.
Yeah, I like that battery hold down. That's good. That's similar
I do too.
Bob, that's similar to kind of how you do yours.
So is that screw captured on that hatch there? You captured the screw so you can't lose it?
Yeah, it's got a brass tube and then a smaller diameter brass tubing that won't let it fall out.
Very nice.
Very good.
I didn't do that on my first one. And I learned very quickly to either carry spares or build a better airplane.
Awesome,
Very
Tim.
sure.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Very nice.
Very
Jimmy.
nice. Very
Hey,
nice.
Angstrom and I are gonna head out. We're done. We're spent.
All right. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Brendan, for coming in, and thanks, Angstrom.
Take care, Brandon.
Have a good night, guys.
Take care, guys.
Sweet.
You guys see my little Cobra build I've been working on?
No, let's check it
A
out.
little bit of it.
Yeah, I've been following you, buddy.
I'll be right back.
Is that a half eight?
Yeah. Yeah. Two
Oh,
of them,
that's
actually.
Yeah.
I'll sit right
Two of them, actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks nice. Let me make you big.
Wait a
here.
minute, I don't see
For a
him.
second. Hang on. All right. Now you're big.
Oh,
That
is that ever awesome? Love it.
It weighs
That is really cute.
1.6 ounces.
Oh, that is amazing.
Wow.
Sparky, that is just outstanding.
Bob, you have got to quit letting him get into your wood selection. Wow.
No.
Very nice.
1.6 ounces. What a brick.
Yeah, right. Don't get him going. He'll be trying to make it 1.3 next time.
Oh, yeah, that's very good.
Oh my gosh.
Sparky, I love your fire, man.
Thanks.
Hey, Tim, just your camera is too high. You see the forehead of Howard. There we go. Thank you very much.
Is that better?
Yeah, that looks great. Excellent. Yeah, Bob will be back. I'm not sure what Bob is doing, but Bob said he'd be right back. And there's no more. No one's coming in on the chat. I haven't had a comment on the chat box in some time. So we have 30 concurrent viewers right now. Actually, 31 concurrent viewers. Please hit the like button at least, and consider joining the YouTube channel. There's a join button right below. If you watch us on YouTube, hit that. And don't forget the super chat. Super chat. No super chats as of right now.
Good stuff.
Where'd it go?
Yep. I leaned back. I had to lean over and sneeze.
All right.
Went to the test school in Baja.
Yeah. At Flight Test Associates a bunch of years ago. Yeah, just down the road, the flight test school that's below Flight Test Associates.
I thought we were muted. We were talking about you.
Oh, okay.
That was a hot mic.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He got it covered now. Hey, what you got there, Bob?
This is that, let me see if I can get it where you can see it.
Make it big here.
Mark wanted to show you, this is that, the P-47 variant I'm trying to build here. I'm
Oh,
trying to see if I can-
nice.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I get the nose on the screen. There you go.
There you go. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Very
wow.
That is neat.
That's all just taped together right now.
Right.
That's really neat.
Definitely
You know.
molded well.
Wow, those are some incredible fits you have there.
Well, that's just taped together, you know.
No, but still, you can tell, you can see how well those fits are, even with
You know
tape.
how nice and soft that Volta is, how punky that Volta is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super light balsa, isn't it? Doesn't it
Yes,
get
it
like
is.
kind of like that when it's very light?
Yeah, that's how it, let's see if I can get this to go to the other side here.
Sea grain.
There's the lead out.
Yeah, very
I
nice.
like that. Very nice.
Yeah. So it's coming along, you know. This is like a side project.
Right.
The new twins are the main thing.
Hey, Bob, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When you do your lead outs like that, how do you get those tubes not so that they don't slide out?
They're a press fit. You actually have to take a little common blade screwdriver and put it in the slot and twist it in order to open the slot up enough to unclamp the little nylon guides I have.
Okay. All right.
How far apart is each hole, Bob?
What's that?
How far apart is each hole?
Nominally 5/16.
Okay.
You can make them 1/4 inch actually if you wanted to. That's really Billy's. That's Billy's system. It's the lightest system. It's not infinitely adjustable, but I can't feel the difference in a 1/4 inch movement. You know?
When they wear out, you can shim them with a Kleenex or paper towel.
Yeah, piece of masking tape, Scotch tape, you know. Yeah, sure. But they don't really wear. I mean, how often do you change your lead outs once you get it trimmed?
So they're just pressed into plywood. Is that what it is? Is it a plywood?
Well, it's actually basswood.
Okay.
I drill the holes in the basswood that are 1/8 inch holes.
Okay.
And then I mount that basswood block to another block so I can hold it square on my jigsaw table. And I put a saw slit between all these. And then I take a piece of permagrit replacement sanding bar, and it slides in there, and I can open that slot up so that it's
to the size you want. Okay.
It's wider than the thickness of the lead out, so the lead out can go back and forth in the guide.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Hey, Bob, I'm not familiar with that permagrit replacement thing you're talking about. What is that?
Well, I use a lot of permagrit, which is a tungsten welded to metal, and it's from England actually. And I used to get it from Bob Violet Models. He was the one that was handling it in the country, but he passed away, and I don't know what happened to his company. But if you can still look online and look for permagrit, and they have replacement sanding surfaces for their blocks.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I got a permagrit block for my birthday or Christmas in December, and I didn't know they had replacement parts for that.
Yeah, you can get replacement. And what I do is I cut them up and use them for sanding slots, like hinge slots and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
It works great. You know.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it works really well.
So where can someone secure those replacement parts?
Well, you know, I don't know. I haven't gotten any in a long time. I have plenty now.
And you have a lifetime supply of stuff.
Yeah, they don't wear out much. I want to show you, see if I can show that lead out.
Let me make it big again, Bob, so everybody can see you better. All right. Ooh, beautiful plane.
There's the
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Cool.
I like that color. It looks like it's got sparkles in it.
No, it's just the camera. It's just red.
Okay. Sure.
I normally use the brass eyelets. So what are you using for the to hold the lead out wire?
Yeah, they're little Delrin pieces that Roy Trantham had several thousand of them made overseas, and he gave me a bag of them, and I'm using those.
Nice. My brass ones, sometimes they get cut. They get cut by the lead out sliding back and forth, and then you can saw through the depending upon number of flights. I've sawed through my eyelets.
You can use nylon RC screws.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Sparky.
You just drill out the center of a screw, and that way you can screw them into those holes.
Great idea. Thank you.
That's not a bad idea, honestly.
But I have used nylon.
You don't have to have those little special things made.
I learned something new.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
You about ready to go out, buddy? that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Howard, how did your wing? I assume you finished your wing if that's the airplane you've got down there.
No, I got another.
Okay.
But it's coming along.
Yeah, good. So that's your impact you're flying down there?
Yeah.
Favorite. Good stuff.
Howard, did you get how's the new plane coming?
Oh, it's coming along. It's I got it in the blacking code, and then I rebuilt the wing.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Had to rebuild the whole wing. Wow.
Yeah, so it's about finished now, or the wing's about finished rebuilding.
Good deal.
Painting me. The first one that was all dented came out pretty flat. It gained about half an ounce.
As long as it's an outboard wing, it might not be a bad thing.
It's not. It is a bad thing.
Oh, good.
You got to go to
All right.
spec then, I guess, right?
Yeah. Wow. Guys, I think I'm going to have to see everybody Monday night. My terrorist is telling me it's time for a walk.
All right.
So-
Well, hope you feel better.
All right, Phil.
Coming
I'm
in.
going to give them the best shot. I mean, seems like I'm taking one step forward and two back, but
Hey, Phil,
yeah.
hang on for just a minute. I was going to show you what the front end
Okay.
of the twin looks like. Okay,
Mhm.
Thank you,
Oh,
being
yeah.
here, John.
I'm gonna share here.
All right.
As soon as I get back to the right, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
He had me lengthen it by 2 inches.
Oh,
And lowered it some because it's below the center line of the wing.
Well, yeah, we drooped the nose a little bit because most twins have a drooped nose.
Yeah. That's sharp. Did you change the nacelles any?
Not yet. He has changed it as well, but I haven't got the full. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to make this bigger now. Not bigger, but hold on.
that airfoil looks a lot pointier on the leading edge than the original.
Well, that's
Does,
actually that's the original. This is the original published drawing.
I think somebody used a little more sandpaper than what's shown.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I've been known to do that on several planes. Round them a little bit more maybe than I should.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
See what he
All right.
did. He's made the nacelles narrower top to bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, and the fuse is going to start with this internal structure will be 1/2 inch thick,
Yeah.
and it'll have 1/16 on a bias, on one
Yeah.
side, that way on the other side, and it'll be 3/4 inch all the way from the front to the back, and
That'd be neat.
that still leaves it at profile. And my understanding, instead of these being 3/8, they're going to be 1/2 inch wide, thick also. But I've got to talk to him some more on it. But anyway, I just thought you might want to get a
Yeah.
little view of what it's.
I like it. That's pretty slick.
John,
Yeah,
can I ask you something?
yeah.
From what I know, this is kind of windy technology, right? He liked to carry
Yeah.
those doublers
I'll
very
look at it
close
just a
to the
minute.
trailing edge. Number one. And also the side chicks, he didn't stop them short. He was carrying them also over the wing to make the plank as rigid as possible, And since it's a twin, and you want reliable motor runs, right?
Yeah.
wouldn't it be making more sense to maybe even take those doublers, extend them further back, and the side chicks also extend them back?
I'm not so sure about the doublers, but I tend to agree with you on the triplers here.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you on that, but this is way back behind the high point, which is typically where most doublers end.
Yes,
And,
I
you
know
know,
that.
you're trying to, I know you know that. You're trying to avoid adding on weight, so that plywood, two pieces, 4 with a twin, is not to be laughed at. So, but yes, Gordon wanted this type of tripler on the full body, not full body, on the regular Pathfinder. But I've got to talk to him about it, what he wants to do. He wants to keep it that way now that he's going to a slimmer style of nacelles.
Yeah, I'll probably take them to wherever your doublers end too.
Yeah, at least to where the doublers end. I agree with you, but I would taper them from where this doubler line is.
Yes.
A bit. The tail is this line here is going to be moved forward a bit, makes the tail the same height but wider. That's the change in the tail. And there's some others. Were you going to say something, Howard?
Oh, I didn't know I was not muted. I said I wouldn't. That's so wonderful the way it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, but he's got. Here's the. Oh, I can't show it to you. There it is. If you can see me on the. There's the shape of the new rudder. See how it's a little wider top here to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the new one.
He wants just a little more area in there, is all he wants. So anyway, but that's where it's heading, and I'm going to do 2 versions of the wing, one with the regular normal style ribs and another with geodetic ribs. And whoever wants to build it can make a choice one, which way he wants to go. And it's got a 3-inch belt crank originally, and it's going to go to a 4.
Good.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. And so we've tried to get rid of a lot of weight, in the fuselage. By going this way, and with the biased 16th on each side, it should be pretty rigid without being real heavy.
If you have the bias in different directions, on either side of the fuselage, when you get a side load on the fuselage, won't that twist it?
You're the airplane guy that designed.
I'm not the stress man. Yeah, ask Paul Walker.
Oh, okay. I don't know. There's another way that I've done in the past myself, and I would get rid of most of this structure in here, except for right in this area and the nose. But then I'd fill that with white bead foam, 1/2 inch thick.
Yeah.
And then I would, like doing a foam wing, I would use epoxy and 1/64 plywood on both sides. And I'll guarantee you that makes a baseball bat.
Yeah. I think that's the way I'll do it too, is the 1/64 ply, mainly because I have it.
Yeah, because it's expensive, but boy, it makes a fuselage that's like a brick, not weight-wise, but strength-wise. Well, not heavy. It's not heavy.
It's not heavy. You can actually save weight over balsa unless you got some really nice balsa.
Yeah, but the whole idea is you don't want that stab twisting in flight.
Well, if you do the balsa on the bias, you might get the stab twist. The reason I bring this up is that Mark Scarborough had a profile impact. And we put a camera on it to look at the aft fuselage in flight, see if the tail was twisting. The tail was twisting a little, but the main thing we saw, which was surprising, was the fuselage was was deflecting from side to side.
Oh, really?
Depending
Wow.
on whether it was upwind or downwind. That's
Like
very
a fish,
Wow.
like a fish in water, huh?
Yeah, and the the consequence of that was awful. Namely, it was a really pretty airplane. You see the car painter,
Right.
and after he saw that, he put these big ugly strips on the side to stiffen it up, and it kind of spoiled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good, I'm gonna talk to Gordon
Okay,
about it
okay.
and suggest that we go with both, let the builder go either way he wants, but recommend the 1/64th and because you can get white beaded foam, I think, at some of the craft places, a 1/2 inch thick, so, and it cuts easy with a utility knife.
Oh, heck, everything you get in the mail anymore from Amazon comes with foam in it.
That's true. That's true. So anyway, I wanted you to see this before you left, Phil. So
I want to, when you get them ready, I want a set of that. That's nice. I'll have to modify it for electric, but that is sharp.
Yeah,
I wonder what would, if you built that and built a built up nacelles and put it on a profile fuselage with built up nacelles, so that you could put the battery or batteries or whatever inside the nacelle along with the ESC. Huh?
No.
Don't do that.
No, you don't want the batteries that far out on the wing. That's the barbell effect. You're gonna have way too much rolling.
All right, if you put the fuselage, if you put the battery in the fuselage, then
put the battery in the fuselage.
Then
I think you might be all right, Phil, as long as you didn't at the trailing edge of the wing.
Yeah.
It would be 3/4 inch or
yeah,
less.
yeah, it's gonna be. Well, anyway, I got to get, guys. My dog is in here crossing his legs, so I got to get. But y'all be good. I'll see you Monday night.
See you,
See you
Phil.
Monday. Thanks for letting me do that, Charles.
Oh, you're welcome.
It'd be good to see.
We're gonna be transitioning to the after party in like 7 minutes.
Oh my goodness! I just burned my pizza.
And I have a comment from Marcel Legrand. He says, "Evening, Charles, and everyone. I hope all is well." Thank you, Marcel Legrand. Oh, and I missed a question earlier by Carlos Barro. He says, "How are you controlling the ESC on the electric planes? Is it on, off, or variable?"
Well, it's powered, and I mean, the ESC takes power from the battery, and you program the ESC. It stays live through the whole flight. If that was his question.
And the question was, how are you controlling the ESC
Timer.
on electric planes?
Okay, yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, timer,
yeah.
So the answer is
The timer.
the timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used a KR timer on mine, and other people have different. Will Human and then Castle. There's different timers out there, Carlos.
Well, I don't think Castle has a timer. Castle has ESC.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still
a
little bit confused.
The active timers are either Igor's or the Fiorati.
Right.
And that's what I would recommend. One of
Doesn't
those
Will
two.
Human make them anymore?
Cuban makes them, but they're not active. They don't have, an active function to them. They're just set RPM.
Right.
They won't accelerate or decelerate or have a G-force feature or nose up feature or any of those features on them. So
The timer does this essentially what the receiver does in an RC plane.
Yeah.
Except most of the timers put out a fixed pulse train, so that the motor runs the same speed for the whole flight. But a couple of guys have timers with inertial sensors that have to do tricky things. And then there's the Tim's Universal Timer, which is, it does bizarre things.
And there will be more.
Oh, yeah.
There are more coming with different features in them.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
No comment right now.
He's got their stuff.
I just know that several people are working on their own timers.
You broke up, Howard. Can you repeat that, please?
Do you have Dean on the case?
What that?
Do you have Dean working on it?
Well, let's put it this way. I'm having breakfast with him tomorrow morning. So
say hi.
I will. I will definitely say hi for you. Yeah.
Bob Hunt skunk works.
Well, it's not my skunk works. It's somebody else's, It's not even Dean's, come to think of it. So he has a friend who owns an electronics firm, and they produce a throttle management device for radio controlled pattern flying, so you don't overuse the battery early in the flight. And this guy has just turned into being a control line flyer. So, they're looking at perhaps coming out with a timer that has some features that are not available at the moment.
Good stuff.
We'll see. No predictions, just,
Right.
But the nice thing is I get to be the handle monkey, I get to be the guy that,
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good with your experience. You'll be able to say, well, that works, or no, that doesn't work. Right. Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I'm still fairly new to the active timer systems. I've been using them now for about 1.5 years. So I'm still learning up what there is to know about them, but I'm just totally blown away by how they work,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
It was really a benefit at the Nationals to have that G-force feature. Early in the week when it was so windy, we were all having trouble.
Exactly.
Everybody was having trouble in the overheads, and turned on that G-force feature, and you still knew there was some wind blowing, but at least you could get through all the vertical maneuvers with no danger of crashing the airplane. It was really windy.
That's an amazing function. I think it's alien technology, but it works somehow, right? That's
how about it?
Yeah, I got this. I'm sticking with just the simple. I got that KR timer, just the simple, because I'm new to everything really. But
yeah, that's a good one to fly for now. But you might want to, at some point in time, you might want to try either an Igor or a Fiorati.
I definitely will when I keep building.
You'll find that they're just another level up, of
performance. Yeah.
As you get older, that coming downhill and slowing down is a real benefit. We're going to extend our careers a few more years. Not racing to the ground.
Yeah.
Outside squares, wing overs, and
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So you guys, I'm going to end the show, the live stream. We've had a pretty good show. We've had as many as in the audience, and actually had swelled up to, let me get my cursor over here. Looks like 33 people in the audience.
Wow.
We're going to get a lot of replays, obviously. And we have 31 likes, but again, no chat revenue and no numbers. So, hey, Mike Lonke. And
Hey, Mike.
so anyways, hey, we have a good show. Today's Friday. We'll be back Monday. Go out there and have some fun, or in your shop, or go flying, and come back and tell us all about it. Good night. Good night.
Night.